It was at this time yesterday we mentioned a guy named Grant Walter. He's a sophomore at Texas who has now become a meme because his hair is so big. We did not have his commentary yesterday. I tried everything I could to blame Biggie, but it turned out to be my fault.
Yeah, it was kind of ugly to watch. I mean, if you're really inside, like the Ultimate P1 club members, they might have recognized the tone of your voice, the look on your face, your hand gestures, your body language, et cetera, et cetera. But there was nothing you could do. It was all your fault.
It was my fault. I could not. I wanted somehow to say to Biggie, can't you read my mind and go get what I want?
You threw everything you had at him.
I did, man.
Nothing stuck.
Nothing. I couldn't penetrate yesterday.
And it's such a visual story, too, because this kid's hair is unbelievable. There's no way to describe. It's almost like he's wearing a 3-inch helmet of hair.
Yeah. And
all around, and it's even.
They showed him a week and a half ago at the Texas-Georgia game. Georgia beat Texas, so he's sad, and it's late, and he's a University of Texas student. So they show him, and the next day, he's a meme.
And I have all these different people showing me these Twitter posts, and people are already commenting on them, comparing me to people like Conway Twitty and Syndrome, Butthead, and I'm just sat there like, you've got to be kidding me. I've already lost tonight, and now I'm getting turned into a meme all over the internet. Really?
Yeah, he is.
So Conway Twitty, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Butthead, that's a good representation. Who's the second person, Biggie?
Syndrome.
I have no clue who that is.
Even too young for Biggie.
Yeah.
Big hair? Clearly.
I don't know.
Singer, rapper. When I heard that,
I've never heard that name.
I didn't know who that was either. But he says he's being compared to him. Then, good reporter, she says, what's your secret? How do you get your hair to look that way?
It is 2-in-1 shampoo. I wash my hair every morning, and I let it dry, and it just sticks straight up. I tell you what, it has a mind of its own, and there's just no way I can control it.
No blow dry.
A lot of young kids his age, they don't do the blow dry anymore. They just let it go wet.
Yeah, my son never does the blow dry. Even my daughter doesn't blow dry.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes, but if she's...
Does she have straight hair?
Yeah, and she likes to...
Your son's more wavy.
Oh, yeah. The flop.
Yeah.
The mop head. She likes to sleep in a little bit, and so she doesn't have time always to blow dry her hair.
The longer the hair, the longer it takes to dry.
Oh, yes. She came down the other day before the barbecue festival at about 12:15 and said, my gosh, I don't know how I slept past noon. And everyone said, you always sleep past noon. There's nothing strange about this at all.
Do you do the good morning sleepyhead kind of thing every time you see her, the dad jokes?
I shame her. I try to say that she slept way too late. Landon, you're talking about the big hair guy. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Syndrome is the main evil guy off the movie The Incredibles. And, in the movie, he has like a giant cone of ginger red hair. So.
Yes, I've seen him. I've seen The Incredibles. Okay, that's Syndrome. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Landon. Well, that's what big hair guy looks like. That is
okay.
He does look like.
I've not seen the film.
The other football story, and okay, who you got? This happened on Sunday when the Carolina Panthers played the Denver Broncos. I watched this game because I'm a Broncos fan.
Somebody had to.
Exactly. They had guys calling that game. I had no idea who they were. I mean, it was the sixth team of six on the broadcast.
It was a punishment.
And
if you live in either of those areas, the Denver area or the Charlotte, metro area, you have to watch every down.
That's right.
The networks can't switch away.
That's right. And they didn't. But because you watched every down, you may have seen the end of the game. Now, the Broncos were comfortably in front, 28-7. But they were driving, and they did a couple of things that some Panthers players took offense to. One, and I did think this was strange. Now, it's 28-7. There's about 7 minutes to go. They're driving. They did a trick play.
The Broncos.
The Broncos, my team, they had their quarterback, Drew Lock, throw a lateral pass to a receiver who caught it and then threw it downfield to another wide-open receiver to about the 10-yard line.
Okay.
And I thought, do you need a trick play with 7 minutes to go? That seemed like run the ball. Just run the ball. You're up 28-7. Okay, so they get.
Yeah, because sometimes the countervailing wisdom would be, if we ever need this play,
of course,
we'll know we can run it.
My thought on it though was, why show this from your bag of tricks? Then you get to a wild card playoff game, and the Bengals know it's coming.
A better
team know it's coming.
Okay, yeah.
I don't like it.
I never looked at that angle because I was thinking, good time to try it, but you're right.
To me, it's like now it's out there, And the coach of the Ravens will say, don't forget, they have this trick play. So, but it's all right. It's okay. They got down to about the 10-yard line. Well, they kept throwing, and they were ready to go up 35-7, but their receiver, Cortland Sutton, fumbled, and the Panthers recovered the fumble. And at that point, the color commentator said, a lot of the Panthers are really jawing across the field at the Broncos and Sean Payton.
Running up the score.
Because they're running up the score. They were still passing inside now, 4 minutes to go in the game, leading 28-7. So when it was over, one of the Panthers' defensive players, J.C. Horn, screamed at Broncos coach Sean Payton, that S is weak as F. Why are you running up the score?
Hell no.
That S lame as F. I caught it.
Run up the score. Hell no.
Hell no. That S is lame as F. Now, I'll say this. The announcers, when they pointed it out inside 4 minutes to go, he said, this is the NFL. This isn't Pop Warner.
No, there's no higher level.
Right.
There's no hurt feelings.
The announcer said, if you don't want them to score, stop them, which they did. The Broncos fumbled on the 1-yard line. And so they did make a stop. Afterwards, Sean Payton was asked about it, the coach of the Broncos, who can be prickly.
Okay.
And is somewhat hated
by
opposing fans. I never liked him when he was in New Orleans. I felt like he was cocky in New Orleans.
Yeah, and there was the whole Bounty Gate.
There
was that.
He sat out
a year.
One season. He sat out. So he was asked, J.C. Horn was screaming at you after the game about running up the score. Your reaction?
Sean, it looked like Horn was yelling at you after the game.
I coached his father, and so I was yelling back at him, and I think I don't know what the exchange was, but his father, I enjoyed coaching, and I enjoyed him. He was frustrated. I think he was yelling at one of our other players, so I like him. I think he's a good player. Anything else? Thanks.
All right.
Wow.
He addressed that well, didn't he? I coached his father. Thanks.
Oh, was that the great Joe Horn?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Joe Horn.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either. Joe Horn I did not know that.
Saint legend.
Yes. So Sean Payton says, what do you think about J.C. Horn yelling at you? Oh, yeah, I coached his father. Have a great day.
Thanks. It's a good non-answer.
Yeah.
As non-answers go, it's pretty good.
It was perfect. I coached his dad.
You kind of let him down easy.
I think he's a great player. I don't think the Panthers have a right to be upset, but I look at it as a Broncos fan. It just seems like what the announcer said is right. If you don't want them to score, stop them, and they did.
Yeah.
Sorry. If it's 50-0 in college or high school, that's a little different. You're being paid to play.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people say. By the time you get to the NFL, all that goes away.
And I don't even know if this is even a factor anymore, but occasionally you'll hear stories about points differentials. Making the difference in a playoff berth or not a playoff
Well, that's
berth.
true. That's right. And the Broncos will be fighting for a playoff berth, probably.
And as a Panther fan, who's still willing to admit he's a Panthers fan.
One of the few.
Run it up on them. They're terrible.
So you're okay with what?
Yeah, I didn't see anything wrong with that.
Another reason I was okay with it was because the Broncos have a rookie quarterback, Bo Nix, and I think he needs as much experience as he can get throwing the ball.
Against a junior varsity team.
Mm-hmm. Right. So and he got it. He did that and continued. Now, here's what I won't cotton to. Yankee fans at the World Series last night.
Wait a minute now. They've been waiting all year for this.
I'm not in. I understand.
First home game of the World Series for the Yankee fans.
I have no problem rooting for your team. I'm pro that. Root for your team. Before I think rah rah. What did the great Coach K once say?
Oh yes,
Coach K when coaching.
Cheer with class.
Cheer with class. The Blue Devils, their fans, the Cameron Crazies, have been accused of being hard on the opposing team. Yelling some things at them that he didn't agree with.
Defense. Yeah, let's go. Come on, Duke. Let's go, Duke. Come on. You leave the other guy alone.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Like, come on.
Yeah.
We got spirit. How about you? We got spirit. Yes, we do. That's the kind of cheer I'm into. We got spirit.
2 bits,
yes, we
4
do.
bits, 6 bits,
a dollar.
All for Devils. Stand up and holla.
Hey, Devils. That's my kind of cheering.
Yes.
It's the legendary Coach K's type of cheering. Well, last night at the Yankee game, before it started, the crew covering the game pregame out in the outfield with all the Yankee crazies out there.
I mean, you were in the grandstand. Yeah.
They're out there. And the Yankees do a thing where each time a Yankee is introduced on the field, they do a chant for him. They'll say, if the third baseman is Scott Brocious. They'll say, Scott Brocious, Scott Brocious, and he'll tip his cap, and they go on to the next player. Scott Brocious played 25 years ago. Okay.
My coach is dead.
Okay.
Great player.
Anything else? That's it. Thanks. Have a great day. So
the usual Fox crew is there. 2 Yankee legends.
Derek
and
Jeter,
a Red Sox.
Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez, former Yankees. All, of course, the captain, Jeter, won 4 World Series, or 5. A-Rod won 1. And then you have Big Papi, David Ortiz, for the Red Sox, wins 3 World Series. So they start doing a roll call for the Yankees, and then he gets to Big Papi. First, they start with Jeter.
Uh-oh, got a roll call.
All right, now the camera switches over to A-Rod. So it's like, all right, they're going to do an A-Rod here. And then Big Papi comes in and says, hey, what about me? My turn up here now.
Hold on.
It's my turn now. My turn. Come on, man. Show some love to Bobby.
Show some love to Papi.
No.
Am I not human?
Show some love. If you cut him, does he not bleed?
He kind of asked for it.
I mean, I think he knew it was
Yeah.
coming. He smiled. He took it really. He
Like a
started
champ.
smiling.
Yeah.
That's so
It
Big
was a
Papi.
beautiful moment.
It's so Big Papi. Now, I say, have a little more class than it. Have a little.
Come
more.
on, Yankees
Come
fans.
on, Yankee fans. Can't we all get along like Kid Rock and Eminem?
Oh, no. That's who you're going to be pointing to
Can't
now.
we all get along like this? You heard what Coach K said. Let's say a spirited game. The Red Sox got the best of you a time or two.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say hooray for our opponent.
Da-da-da-da-da.
David Ortiz.
Charge.
David Ortiz is here, everyone. Yes. Way to go, David Ortiz.
Well, I don't pull for his team, but
by
he's a
golly,
pretty good broadcaster.
He's a Hall of Famer and a good broadcaster.
And dresses dazzling. Have you
Oh,
seen his
wonderful.
earpiece?
Wonderful. Oh,
It's diamond encrusted.
Oh, yes, I've seen yes, I have seen that. Yeah, I can't pull off the suits he wears, but
No.
he's a great broadcaster, and sometimes I have trouble understanding what he says.
A little.
And I know a few years ago, the series went 7 games, and he predicted the wrong winner in games 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Yep.
But he's got a terrific
But he's
spirit.
just likable.
He's got a great spirit. He is
And
likable.
he laughed and just
Oh, yeah.
pounded the table when they were hollering Poppy sucks.
My skin is so thin. If I had been sitting,
You would have slunk under the table.
I would have said,
Yeah.
I would have said, don't put the camera on me here in New York. In fact, I wouldn't have been in New York.
No.
I'll do LA games only.
Zoom me in from L.A.
Yeah, I'll
stay out here.
Yeah, exactly. I was watching the 1981 World Series yesterday. So many were.
In your no good, very bad upside down day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I decided to watch the World Series from 1981.
That's like twice in a month you've done this.
Yeah. Here's a great factoid for you. I bet you didn't know this. Games 1 and 2 and 6 were in Yankee Stadium. Play-by-play man, Keith Jackson. Games 3, 4, 5 in Dodger Stadium. Play-by-play man, Al Michaels. They had different guys.
Interesting.
They had ABC did it, but I guess Jackson was like, I'm not going west. I'm just going to I'll stay here. I'm not going.
Jeez.
That's how I would do it if I was Big Papi. Be like, just leave me in L.A. I'm not going to take that abuse in New York before we go. Isn't that shocking?
Very.
Do it that way? I know. Weird. Very strange. Listen, go to YouTube. Catch some of these games.
The old ones?
Yeah, Game 3 in L.A. That homer, that 3-run homer by Ron Say.
I'd rather sharp myself.
I did that too.
Oh, you did full day.
I did that all the time.
Full day.
Bone broth, Ron Say, and a sharting. Who else can say it? Who else can say they did that?